Yes, indeed. We are live on KEXP at home. My name is Larry Mizell Jr., host of the afternoon show here, and I'm here with young Tacoma band making a lot of noise, Enumclaw. What's up, y'all?
It's good.
Hey, how's it going?
What's good? What's popping?
Yeah, thanks for joining us. Yo, when I first heard your stuff, sent to me by my girl Stas the Boss. I know you know her, another Tacoma native. Yeah. I was struck by the name immediately. I was like, Enumclaw, but they're from Tacoma? I was like, ooh. It reminded me of, there was an old Tacoma band called Seaweed. They named the album Span Away, I remember back in the day. And I was
okay.
Yeah. I was like, it kind of reminds me of that kind of vibe. But when I started reading up on the why, on the name, Aramis, I was dying off the reason. Can you tell me why?
Yeah, so growing up, I grew up in Lakewood, and we happened to be in the same sports league as Enumclaw, and so we would go out there for football, and then I wrestled growing up, and they were always the best wrestling team. They kind of had the most badass wrestlers, and they won state most of the time that I was in high school, and yeah, I just besides music, wrestling was probably my second biggest love. And then so we were originally going to call the band Jimbo, but when we decided to change the name, we kind of were brainstorming names, and we stumbled across Enumclaw, and to me Enumclaw is always kind of symbolized being the best at something, and we want to be the best band, so why not be called Enumclaw?
I love it. I love just Enumclaw is the best, because that's the best press they've gotten in years. I'm going to tell you what. You might get the key to the city. You know what I mean?
I hope so.
Yeah. So you dropped Jimbo demo. It's been making a lot of noise. Did you expect all the kind of reception that you've been getting to come so quickly?
No. Honestly, not to come this quickly. We were talking about it the other day at practice, and it's only been 5 months since we put out our first song. And so to see everything transpire so quickly, it's kind of been a little bit overwhelming.
Yeah, I can imagine. And how long have y'all been playing your instruments in general?
I've been playing mine the shortest amount of time. It's been 8 months or something like that.
Okay.
And then it kind of just progresses with every person.
And you're on bass, right,
Eli?
Yeah.
I started playing guitar at the end of 2019, like late summer, July, August of 2019.
I've been playing guitar for a long time. I don't really remember when I started, but
right.
It's been a minute.
You're the veteran in the crew.
I guess so. Everyone else has been doing music for a long time now.
Word.
I've only been playing the drums for about a year.
Nice. I love that, because that's so punk rock, DIY, all that, just the thought that anybody can pick up an instrument and get busy.
Definitely.
Is good as it gets to me.
I don't even know how to play any song that I didn't write on the guitar yet.
Oh, right on.
I'm trying to work on that.
Okay. Word up. And Aramis, we were talking about this earlier, but I know about you from the hip hop scene at Tacoma, of course.
Yeah.
Working with Bougie Mane and your own stuff. What kind of made you want to pivot genre-wise?
The whole time I was doing that, around the time I started just making music in general, my junior year of high school, I also got into indie rock at that time. But just like I said earlier, I grew up in Lakewood, and there was maybe 2 hipster kids at my school. And it just I don't know, there just wasn't any gateway for me to get into indie rock. And then so progressively, as I spent more time in the rap scene, I started to meet people in bands and stuff. That's kind of how I met Nathan and stuff like that. And all the stuff I was doing in the rap scene was helping other people out, whether I was somebody's DJ or making beats or, throwing parties and all that stuff. And I kind of wanted to see what would happen if I put myself at the forefront of a project, and I knew I didn't want that project to be rap. I've wanted to be in a band for a really long time though.
Word. And Nathan, you'd probably been in some bands if you've been playing for a while, right?
Yeah, I've been in bands since like high school. Kind of how me and Aramis met. Like this guy Zane, he somehow found like my old band and then Gulavelli and started booking us on shows together. And yeah, me and Aramis been friends ever since then.
Nice. So you're rocking mixed bills and everything. Those
yeah,
are the best
it was
shows.
a lot. Yeah, it was a lot more fun to play with like the rappers than a lot of the other bands, honestly.
Speaking of the live thing, you guys probably haven't gotten to play like a show yet. Is that right?
No, not really.
That's crazy. You came together during COVID. You got one booked?
We're definitely a COVID band. Yeah, we're actually playing a show on July 23rd at Numos with Chastity Belt.
Oh, nice.
So that'll be really cool. Nathan and I is like one of the last shows we went to before COVID was a Chastity Belt show. So
was it in Tacoma?
Yeah, it was at Alma Mater.
Yeah, I went to that show. That was a nice one.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, that was fresh.
I think that might have been the last show I went to.
Actually, I think that was the last show I went to too. That's funny. Before all this, I miss it. Word up. So I read in the credits for that excellent session y'all recorded that it was recorded in an Air Bnb on Anderson Island. How was that experience?
Where do I even start?
I could tell there's a story here.
It was fun.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun.
I didn't think we made that much of a mess, but
yeah, we packed up the Ginny van. We took a couple cars, but yeah, we took like the band and then our homie Ian and my older brother TJ, who's been shooting our music videos, and then we have I feel like we might be the first like indie rock band with the true entourage, but there's some very key homies that kind of have been involved with everything we've done so far. So we kind of like had maybe like 10 of us. And then Matt, who recorded the session, we all caught the ferry to Anderson Island, and we were over there for 2.5 days. Like we got over there, and so I think it was like 2 nights, 3 days or something like that. And we kind of just had a blast, and we explored around the island. We ran into this guy.
Cryokeen.
What is it? Cryokeen? Is that how you pronounce it, Nathan? And he was the Anderson Island official. What would you say? Like tour guide? But
tour guide,
he has, like,
YouTuber.
Yeah, he's got this like YouTube channel with everything you need to know about the island. And yeah, it was just a ton of fun. But at the end of the weekend, I felt like we cleaned up. Me and LaDaniel were the last people there, and we did a lot of cleaning up, and we got a negative review, and it was kind of like, wow, like I feel like we were great, great guests.
These Airbnb politics.
Yeah, it felt very political,
Yeah, it'd be like that for sure.
Yeah.
You mentioned your older bro was shooting the videos. Watching the 2 videos, I love them because they really gave me just like some pure Northwest vibes. You're like, you guys are playing in the rain, jumping in the truck, skirting out. It really took me back to some like vintage Northwest rock videos, some of the first stuff, just guitar band stuff that I had ever discovered. It took me right back to that, the sound and everything. I'm just curious what some of those influences, from that era are to you.
Like sonically or visually or just all the above?
All the above, yeah.
I think just the whole movement of it. It's like, to me, I guess it's really crazy that like all these, like real life, like rock stars, we're doing like walking the same grounds, doing the same shit that we're doing today, like 30 years ago at this point. And so just like that idea, I think is kind of like buried in my subconscious. And then I think I think a lot of the stuff we're doing right now just kind of speaks to the existence of being like a Washingtonian. Like I was born at Tacoma General, lived here my whole life. This is kind of all I know at this point. And so we're just trying to make stuff that represents like what we're actually living.
That's what's up. I really appreciate that. There's a history of fantastic bands from Tacoma, whether you're talking about like Seaweed or Girl Trouble or even farther back like the Sonics, really influential garage cats. Even Nirvana was like really closely associated with Tacoma before they blew up. They were like, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Any bands in Tacoma that have like influenced you?
What's that one cool one with the CD?
In Tacoma, I think, I don't know influence, but our friends in Baja Boy have definitely like been an inspiration. They're like kind of the only band that I even know really at this point.
Mm-hmm. Right on.
So they like right before COVID happened, they had a lot of momentum, and it was really cool to see them like build it all up from the ground level. And so, yeah, definitely like inspired by them, I would say.
Right on. Well, let's
and then I'll Fight You if that counts.
Oh yeah, of course.
Definitely, like I'll Fight You for me personally, like is like a huge influence. Like 17-year-old Aramis could not get over the fact that people were making music like that in Tacoma. It was really, really hard to wrap my head around at the time.
TVG.
Absolutely. That sparked a whole renaissance in Tacoma as far as I could tell. And, that's a group that from the first moment you hear them or see them, you're like, what's going on? This is something else. So, yeah, that's what's up. Okay, right on. Well, let's get into the rest of the session that you recorded. Right here, live on KEXP, at home. This is Enumclaw.
This next song is called Cinderella. She's a Cinderella looking for her shoes. I can't be the one to come and save her. Look at me, Gang shit, bitches. Yeah, I feel it. Tough day. A friend of mine got stuck. Or he didn't get stuck, but he couldn't get on the ferry. It was very inconvenient. But anyways, thanks for having us, KEXP. This is our last song. It's called Fastenal. We're Enumclaw. Trying to find out where I wind up. That's a place for me. Tired of fighting what's inside of the monster in my mind. I'm just not for everybody. It's hard to accept. But what's the point of even trying if there's no one left? It's always too much, too much, too much, or it's never enough. Yeah, it's always too much, too much, too much, or it's never enough. Driving down I-5, wondering how we got so high. Time is passing all us by. Yeah, it's never enough. Sitting back, thinking, laughing about life with you. Crazy that all that happened in 8 months with you. Hard to imagine what would have happened if I stayed in that room. Now that it's over, it's so much harder to make my dick move. It's always too much, too much, too much, or it's never enough. Yeah, it's always too much, too much, too much, or it's never enough. Driving down I-5, wondering how we got so high. Time is passing all us by. Yeah, it's never enough.
All right, we're live on KEXP at home. My name is Larry Mizell Jr. I'm here with Enumclaw. Just watched that fantastic session. Looking forward to what y'all are going to be doing live and everything. Hope to see you in this room at some point. But I know that Aramis, you kind of cut your teeth doing DIY stuff, of course, being behind Toe Jam, which was super popular underground party out here for years. You ever think about kind of doing a similar approach for rolling out with Enumclaw?
I definitely still very much enjoy the ethos of putting together like events like that. We actually, not to let the cat out of the bag, but we actually did a little unofficial secret show this past weekend and that definitely sparked the bug again in me to like, this is a ton of fun. So I definitely think as life begins to roll back out to normal, there'll definitely be some stuff like that in the works for some of the shows we got coming up.
Right on. And when I first heard you guys, I heard like, Dinosaur Jr., Pavement. I'm just curious, some of your favorite bands from just the 90s in general that are influence you. I saw on your bio that you're the best band since Oasis, which I loved. That kind of took me back. I don't know if you ever heard this. The Beatles said something really controversial back in the day. They said they were better than or bigger than Jesus, I think was the quote.
Yeah.
So Oasis kind of being the next Beatles, kind of in the whole British music hierarchy. I thought that was interesting that you kind of compared yourself to them,
Well, yeah, I feel like they're the last like great rock band. Like what they came out in '94, and I don't think really there's a band that's like a true rock band. I guess you could kind of count Coldplay, but they're like more of a pop band. But like, Oasis is the last like great rock band that kind of like broke that threshold into like stadium rock, and like, yeah, we want to be the best. I feel like that's not really a thing people talk about in indie music anymore, and kind of is what makes like from a greater, like from an outside perspective, like indie music kind of boring, if I'm being honest. Like everybody's just like, oh, I made some songs with my friends, like, and yeah, like obviously we care about making music, but like, I don't know, maybe it's the like hip hop background, but like there is like music can be competitive, and I like, yeah, it's like I want to be the best. I want to be the guy at the top of the podium.
I love that, because you're right. That's super not like the prevailing attitude with a lot of indie rock. They're just like, oh, I just made this in my bedroom and invited some friends, and I'm really happy with how it turned out. But you just the fact that y'all are approaching it from a perspective that's been raised in hip hop gives you different reference points and different ways you want to approach it. Do you like, are you seeing how that even affects how you are on stage?
Yeah, I think it just kind of works itself into the whole like ethos of the band, just kind of like who we are as people. Like, I think one of the things I'm the most excited about, like obviously like playing live, but allowing people to see us in real life, and kind of like when you see everything come together, it makes a lot more sense.
Mm-hmm. And just going back to Oasis for a second, of course, one of the main things that kind of fueled a lot of their creativity, I think, was the tension between the two brothers. They were always squabbing. Is there any tensions like that in the band?
Not at all. Nope.
Any frenemies?
Nope. No.
I mean,
no.
Maybe between the brothers.
Hugs and kisses. We love each other.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Not so far,
No,
but
no.
I will say there has been some tension between Eli and our older brother Tristan. I feel like even though he's like not in the band, that's where the real brotherly tension comes to play. Like when we shot the Fastenal video, we almost didn't finish shooting it because me and him got into this like huge like argument the last day of shooting the video, and it was a whole thing. And yeah, I was in one car like, man, like and Eli was in the car with Tristan, and but
you did call me annoying.
But we worked it out.
Though.
But I think that's kind of what made that music video so magical.
Hold on, Eli, what'd you say?
This man called me annoying on the news. Like,
oh, see. Oh, yeah, no, I caught that. What's up with that?
And then someone was like,
so,
if something doesn't work out,
what is the truth?
Yeah,
now the truth comes
Eli
out.
also is a little bit annoying. He's younger than all of us, and so like I think that's like a huge part of the annoyance. It's just like hurry up and grow up already. But for the most part, he's pretty cool.
I love it. Right on. Well, what's next? Well, you guys are working on your next record, of course.
Yeah, so I feel like we kind of just never stopped writing after we wrote the Jimbo demo, and so we're pretty far along on our next record, and we're hoping to get in the studio this summer, and then we're gonna play some shows. We got our first official show July 23rd at Numos, and as of today, we just announced that we're going to be playing the Everett Fisherman Festival, I believe. I can't remember if that's exactly what it's called, but it's in Everett. It's in September, and then in October we're going on tour with this really sick band, Nothing. And so we're kind of hitting all the major markets. So
the band Nothing.
Nothing, yeah.
Oh, awesome! I love them. That's what's up.
So that'll be really cool, and yeah, hopefully more music videos before them as well.
Right on. Awesome. Well, I'm looking forward to all of it. Thank you all for joining us and for recording that session. I'm really looking forward to all the music and the moves y'all are going to be making in the future, and hope to see you in this room at some point in the future as well.
Yeah, it would be very cool to come to the KEXP studio.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Right on. Well, thank you much, fellas. Appreciate y'all. Most definitely.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
For sure. This is live on KEXP at home. My name is Larry Mizell Jr. This is Enumclaw. Thank you. Discover new music at KEXP.org.